Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. here. Today we're finally ready, and it's finally an opportunity to look at the 2025 Chevy Silverado HD. As we've talked about before, and I will link that video down below, is the Ford, the 25 Ford. Nothing major changing. And the 25 Ram, we all know that is going to be a grille and headlight splash difference, and maybe some taillight differences, and they'll probably add a package or two in the higher end. They have a tungsten or something for the half ton. They're going to probably bring that out, but no major changes to that. So let's talk about the 2025 Chevrolet. It's finally out. You now can go to Chevrolet's website and build a 25 Chevy Silverado HD. We'll talk about the major changes that are happening and some that are absolutely not. Now, as you guys know, I get the question all the time about should I order a 25 over a 24 or at one point the year before, whatever. Most manufacturers wait anywhere between three and 5 years on their timeline before they do a actual model refresh. So 23 Ford redid theirs, and Chevy basically redid theirs, I guess if you will, in 2024, meaning they changed the body style just a smidge, grille, headlights, etc., but they splashed and changed the interior over. So that was a huge upgrade. So I know in my heart 2026 will probably be the first time that we see anything real. And because Ford, Ram, and Chevy all play the power horse game, we know that at the end of the day, one's going to announce numbers on their engines, and then somebody's going to come out and try and top it. Now, Chevy's always been kind of on the thing of this slow go with the Duramax. A little bump here, a little bump there. But in all reality, screw that. I mean, the gas engine has plenty of juice, and it's not the most powerful of the over the Hemi or the Godzilla. We all know that the Duramax is a great engine. It's not the most powerful of all of them. We all know that. Who really cares? Ram has tried to play neck and neck with Ford too, but it's going to be hard to beat 500 horsepower and 1,200 pounds of torque on an HO. I think that they're all possible to do that, but really nobody needs that kind of juice. You just don't. When people are towing up in the 36,000 range, I wonder if you even should be using a pickup truck for that kind of weight with the simple brake systems and whatnot. So as we break from 2024 to 2025, I'm going to tell you guys the biggest difference is a $1,900 base increase across the model lineup, meaning $1,900 more for a 25 over a 24. Now the caveat to this is if there are 24s still on the lot, Chevy is still running a 5.9 at 84 months, which is a good term. And the term goes down incrementally, probably by 1% every 12 months you cut off. So keeping in mind, these are expensive trucks. So to keep your payment low, you're going to want to put a lot of money down, have a lot of trade equity or whatnot. But $1,900 right off the bat is what they're bumping. And I will guarantee you Ford will follow suit. Ram's going to probably follow suit. Now, Ram has got a lot of things going on with it too when it comes to lawsuits for different series and different models of their vehicles and everything. But really, nobody's refreshing anything for 2025. So I'd implore you guys, if you think you want a new truck and you really need a new truck and you desire to have a new truck, shoot for a 24 because these are going to be your best options and best deals. There are actually 25s en route to Chevy dealerships right now. Now, again, probably work truck or custom models. But let's really talk about, other than that base jump in price, I don't believe you wait for a 2025. Other than it's soon going to be 25 and you'll have a 24. Big whoop-de-doo. If you're a person that holds on to their vehicle for a long time, really not going to affect your value that much because these HD trucks do seem to hold their value fairly well, no matter if you go with gas or you go with diesel. So, what trims are Chevy going to offer? Now, if you want a GMC, you can go to GMC's website. They don't really differentiate if it's 24 or 25, but again, zero bold differences, period. Okay, I said it on the Ford video, and again, I'll link it below. I'll link the Ram one below. And tons of other great stuff on the channel. So even if you go back as far as an early 24 to buy, you're still getting the same truck. So there's really no big differences. Now, Chevy did add one trim package to the actual lineup, which is the 2025 Trail Boss. Now this is the 2025 Trail Boss, guys. Again, these headlights are an upgrade for that package. So you can scroll down here, not to be confused with the ZR2. You can only order the Trail Boss on a LT and LTZ, but this was a big talk because the ZR2 was a big hit. But for those that aren't off-roading per se, you may not want to spend the extra scratch on a actual ZR2. But really, you get the Z71 shocks suspension package, which you can get down every single one of them. A blacked out grille, bumpers, and trim badging, which is cool. In the essence, is the only way to get that other stuff is to go with the Midnight or Sport package, and that's limited colors. You get 20-inch black wheels with BF Goodwrench tires. Now these rims themselves, you can only get on this, but they're really not that special. There's a similar wheel to it that you can get on any of the other ones. Trail Boss red decals and red recovery hooks. So if I remember right, this package itself it's about a $7,500 ad. And the reason why that is, it's not because of the suspension pieces and whatnot. It's because you're adding a ton of stuff. Let's take a look at it. So if we cruise over here, you can see that, yeah, here's your standard features. You're getting those upgraded wheels, if you will, but it's adding a lot of different stuff here. So all the 10-way power driver's seat, dual zone, LED fog lamps, cargo bed lighting, trailer blind spot, trailer packaging, heated seats, blah, 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 bed view camera. Here's your Z71 package. It breaks down LED fog lamps again, animated LED projector headlamps with turn signals and daytime running lamps. So you can add these to the other package, not Trail Boss. But this is basically an add to that package, so it's an extra cost. You get the park assist, rear, heated steering wheel, off-road suspension. It just kind of keeps repeating stuff here. Heated driver's seat, again, it just keeps regurgitating it. Remote start. So basically it makes it basically like an LTZ, I guess, if you will, without necessarily having to have leather. And then you can see down there that it removes all that stuff. So $7,535 ad. Now, Chevy is keeping with the same models. So you're getting a work truck trim, a custom trim, LT trim, LTZ, and ZR2 and High Country. Just like the STX package is just an add-on to an XL. The Trail Boss is an add-on to the LT and the LTZ. So again, if you're not in desire of having this blacked out grille or those animated headlights, that's a pretty costly ad because you might find more equipment that is more valuable to you. So at the end of the day, other than that, the packages really didn't change. But like I talked about in the 25 Ford video, is really it's the options of some things that you can get on lower trim. So on the lower trim, there are a few small, minute add-ons to safety in the work truck. So more standard safety options in lower trims and availability of more safety stuff in those lower trims that you can still pay for. And at the end of the day, I'm glad that Chevy kept the custom trim. That's one of my favorite trims. However, everybody is going to have the same old interior from 2023, 2022, 21. So if you don't like that small screen, I loved Kong. It was a 24 custom, great truck, had everything I needed in it. And after driving my Ford for the last 5 or 6 months loaded out, it's great to have those toys. But after spending the last few moments to be in my dad's 11 GMC, I'm okay without all that stuff. But it is kind of a bummer that they didn't find some way to give a bigger camera screen in there. And but analog gauges, everything like that. So the custom is back. The wheel options really have not changed. They've taken some away. They probably weren't as popular. They've basically not really added anything different than what you saw last year. So if you are an aftermarket wheel person, it's infinitesimal to you. You'll go out and replace those tires and those rims anyway. But really, Chevy didn't change much, and I knew this was going to happen, but finally the builder is on the website to do that. Now, one big thing that they did do, when you go to the build website, now when you guys go to any of these manufacturers' build site, it is not the end all, meaning you can build and print out your build and take it to GM. They're going to fine tune it. Chevy always leaves an asterisk. Ford always leaves an asterisk. Everybody leaves an asterisk, basically saying that some things are in limited availability currently and may not be available. You also might be a la carting 2 or 3 things that cross each other in packaging, and then the dealer will be able to take that out. So your cost may be a smidge less, smidge more, depending on how you're adding options. But until the dealer actually submits a build for you, this is just you building the truck the way you want it. It is not an end all. And like I said, it leaves the little asterisk saying pricing for packaging is subject to change at any moment. And you guys could order this truck through GM right now, and it comes in missing an item. There was an item when the semiconductor shortage was going on, and USB ports were not in the back seat for charging, and that was a big complaint with my custom, as it literally said it had rear USB ports. Then later on the window sticker, I got a $50 credit for deleting those. I'd rather have the charge ports for the rear seat passengers. Now, Chevy also has changed color, so you can go to their builder website on the front page and see every package in every color. Not true. When you actually go into the builder and you pick what certain trim you want, certain colors are eliminated from you picking in a work truck and or custom. And then when you go to LTZ, it actually drops off the fire red, the rapid red, whatever they want to call that bright red. That's actually gone, and they add another color. It's like this grayish green, very unique looking. I'd have to see it in person because, again, the contrast on these screens is all tuned subject to everybody else. No changes in performance coming from the gas and or diesels. Those numbers are staying exactly the same. No changes when it comes to towing abilities. Now, I think in 25, Ford will probably bump theirs by a couple 100 pounds just because they can. And we all know from 2021 to 2024, they did bump the Godzilla horsepower by 5 horsepower. So I think that there's going to be that little nudge here and there, but really all the engines are plenty powerful, even the Ford little 6.8. But Chevy's not adding any new engines. They're not tweaking towing abilities, tow capabilities, or payload. That is all staying the same. So really, interiors are staying the same. The interior colors are staying the same. So unless you had like a package for safety that you wanted, it may be available this year at a lower cost or available in a lower trim. But really, I went through every builder from Work Truck Custom, LT, LTZ, and really no big changes there when it comes to packaging. I didn't find myself adding any more, but I did notice that $1,900 price increase over the year before, and the packagings themselves are a little bit more than they used to be. So that is kind of a bummer. But that's why I would lean you guys right back towards 24. There's no need to buy a 25 if you're expecting to get anything. They're going to be running deals on those necessarily. Of course, they can change that anytime, but that's not typical. Usually they need to move the 24s all the way off the lot. Then they can start incentivizing 25s. But really, with no big changes, what would be the point in spending right off the bat $1,900 more? And then on top of it, right now, there are dealers discounting the 24s. You know, I've seen some $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 discounts. So really, if it's a $6,000 discount and you're going to go to 25, you're losing the $6K plus another basically $2,000 just for the up price for the year. So you're already losing $8,000. So it really would make more sense to stay with the 2024 Chevy HD. And again, unless you're just after that Trail Blast, but it adds so very little, you might as well just get a Z71 package HD. Get the skid plates, get those Rancho shocks, love them, hate them, whatever you just do or don't like. That's what it is. And really just omit that package. That's not a ZR2. The ZR2 is available in 24, so you can go after one of those if you're an off-roader and a tower, because that is a awesome pickup, and it's really, really cool if you're going to use the truck for that. But like my Tremor, I'm a non-off-roader, so that package is basically just an upcharge and is kind of useless. But that is the big news on the 2025. There's just no big changes. Some color drops, one color add, color limitations, and again, it's going to be subject to change. That might be a late availability color if that new gray is the one you like. But really, they kept the popular colors, kept the popular packaging, and just like I said with Ford, they have the recipe, it works. Chevy has a great recipe, it works. GMC has a good recipe, it works, it looks good. Ram had just like stirring the same old starter dough that they've been using for 15 years, man. They don't want to extend their bed. They don't want to give us a real crew cab. So but again, people are still buying those trucks. So at the end of the day, guys, that is the 2025. You can head over to Chevy.com and build your 2025. Print it out, take it to your dealer, and get your order in. Again, I have seen now with my recent search of the last couple of days, 25s in transit to current dealers. So, but those were of course custom trim and work trucks. So Unless you're after that trim level, you might just have to be ordering it. As always, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. We'll catch you on the next one.